Okay, friends, I got the big news, man. I got the scoop. I can tell you exactly what's going on. My name is Danny Meyers. I am here with Dave Manack, the publisher for Exotic Dancer Publications, ED Publications. How are you, Dave?
Doing well, Danny. How about you?
I am really doing good. There's been a lot of talk on the Facebook groups about things that are coming up, the awards that are coming up, because I know I saw that the nominations are going to start. Is it this Monday?
Yes, we're starting the prenom. So just to kind of let people know what we mean when we say, a lot of people may know this, but for those that don't, it's a two-step process. So the first step of this process starts this coming Monday, May 15th, which is what we call the pre-nominations ballot process. And that's where there's a website where you can go and the industry professional, whether you're a manager, an owner, bartender, DJ, entertainer, if you work in this industry and you're affiliated with the adult nightclub industry, you can go on this website and you can tell us who you think deserves to be on the final ballot. So if it's a club or it's a person, and I'll go through some of the categories with you. So it gives people the chance to say, I think this club should be nominated. And there's also an opportunity to put a little bit of a note in there to say, well, here's why. Here's who I think should be the general manager of the year, and here's why. Or here's the person that should be club employee of the year, and here's why. So it not only gives people a chance to nominate people they think are deserving or clubs they think are deserving, but it also gives them a chance to tell us why. Um, and that's helpful. I mean, you think, we're here, and we know about the 1,700 clubs across the country, but there are thousands of club employees that we simply just don't know about. We haven't met them. They're not on our radar. And so that's why we rely on the other people in the industry to tell us about those people. If you work with somebody, or you're part of a club that you say, look, we've had a great year and we deserve some recognition, and here's why. That's what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exciting. So we've got some different categories. Let's start with the clubs, if we could. You've got regions and then two subcategories of clubs. Go ahead and tell me about that.
Yeah. So just so people are aware, we're bringing back, by popular demand. What we have four regions of the country where we have clubs that are separated into. What you'll have the East, you have the South, the Midwest, and the West. And on the website there's a map that kind of shows you. It tells you what states are included in each region, so there's also a map that's color coded that kind of helps you see which region is which. So what we've brought back is, last year we had Club of the Year East, and clubs of all sizes were put into that one category, where in years previous we had it broken down. We had Club of the Year in the East, and then we had Small Club of the Year in the East. And when I say small, I don't necessarily mean just the size of the club. It could also be a club in a much smaller market. So not in New York City or Philadelphia. You're talking about maybe slightly out of the way cities that just aren't in the big cities, the big mega clubs in the big cities. So, and we always had a Club of the Year and Small Club. Last year we lumped everybody into one category. We had a lot of people that said, hey, we want you to bring the Small Club category back. So that's what we're doing. So East, South, Midwest, and West will have Club of the Year and Small Club of the Year in each of those regions. We also have a few what we call national club awards. One is the Feature Club of the Year. That's for clubs that book feature entertainers at least once a month. So you have Feature Club of the Year. You have Urban Club of the Year. So that's for the clubs that are classified as urban clubs. A club like Magic City in Atlanta, or clubs that have won the award in the past. So that's a national category, honoring all urban clubs. And you have Club Chain of the Year. So this is for people that have multiple locations. We're talking like 8+ locations in your chain. That's your Deja Vu, Spearmint Rhino, Rick's Cabaret, MAL Entertainment, the chains. And then finally, you have two national club awards that are Club of the Year awards. So you have the overall Club of the Year. And when you've gone to the award show, that's the one that's given away right near the end of the night. So you have the overall Club of the Year. And those are clubs that have been either nominated or won their category multiple times in the past. So kind of the best of the best here. And then what we introduced last year was the overall small club of the year. So very similar to club of the year, but all the clubs that would have been in the small club category, those clubs get a national award for overall small club of the year. And that's sort of a long explanation of all the club awards that we have.
Okay, one more quick question on the clubs, and that is you had mentioned club chain. I do see people that say, well, I've got an individual club. I don't really, I mean, is it worth me nominating my club? Because I mean, you've got these big chains that are also in my market. What would you say to the small club owner who's got one club and is saying, well, I got a Rick's, 3 Ricks in my state, or 3 ponies in my state or something. What would you say to them to encourage them to get nominated?
Well, again, it depends on the size of the club. If they are a larger club or in a larger market, um, you know, I you just say just give up because there's a chain in your region. I mean, there are chains in every region. I mean, whether it's a Deja Vu or a Rick's or a Spearmint Rhino, there are chains across the country and they are in every region. But to suggest that you as a single club don't have a chance, I don't agree with that because there have been plenty of single unit operators who have won awards over the years who are in regions with club chains. So yeah, I mean, it's, people, I have people all the time say, well, I didn't get nominated. And then I say to them, well, did you promote the nomination process? Or if you were nominated for an award, did you promote it on your social media that you were nominated? Did you try to get any support? It's like, you kind of have to let the industry know that you care about the nomination, that you want to be nominated, and that it's something you take pride in. If you don't, then why would you win an award if you acted as if you didn't care, or why would you be nominated if you acted like you didn't care? So it's you just got to put forth the effort and kind of show everybody that it matters to you.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk more about the different categories, but one other thing this is the prenoms. You said it's a 2-step process that's going on. So if you get put on the prenom list and you make it to the final ballot, or even to get to the final ballot, how do you recommend a club or an individual person promote themselves?
Well, the first thing I do want to mention is it does launch on Monday, May 15th, and we're leaving the pre-nomination process up for 3 full weeks. So you're talking from May 15th, Monday, all the way through June 2nd. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my calendar, June 2nd, which is Friday. So 3 full weeks of opportunity for people to nominate the people they think are most deserving. If you're talking about what can you do, I'd say utilize your social media. Clubs are always looking for things to promote on their social media, so why not use that as you need something to promote that you're shooting for a nomination in whatever region that you're in. And just to backtrack a little bit, we did things a little bit differently last year, and in part it was done that way because, to be very frank with you, as some people may know, I had brain surgery last year, and it set our timetable back for a lot of things that we do regarding the Expo, because it took me a while to get caught up. So what we tried last year was a more direct approach with this process. Instead of having a dedicated website, what we did was we took our entire email database of 3,000 people, that's clubs and all the industry professionals we have emails for, and we directly emailed the ballot to them. It's an online ballot through a Survey Monkey. We sent it out, and then people would ask for the link for the ballot, and then they started sharing the link. So then it became sort of it just the link got sent out, and more people. I'm telling you, I had 10,000 votes on the final ballot last year, and that's no lie. We had 10,000 votes. And so it was done through survey, online email survey. That's how we did it last year. But it's we want to bring back the official awards website, which we are this year. And let me just so everybody can see this.
TheEDAwards.com. Some people get confused at the ED, but it's THEED awards.com.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yes, that is the official URL, and that's for both the pre-nomination voting process, which starts on Monday and goes through June 2nd. And then what'll happen is, just to clear up some confusion too, just because somebody suggests you or recommends you or nominates you to be, a nominee in a category doesn't mean you are officially nominated. You are not officially nominated on the final ballot until the final ballot is tabulated, and then we say, hey, this is the final ballot, and now you can vote on the final ballot. And that process usually takes a couple of weeks. So it'll be somewhere around the middle of June where we will, and that date has not been determined yet. It's just however long it takes us to do the necessary work to put the final ballot together. But it's usually about 2 weeks. And then we will launch the final ballot also on theedawards.com. And then people can vote for the clubs and individuals that made the final ballot.
Okay. And let's see. The other question I was going to ask you, one quick second. What was it? Oh, yeah. I was going to make a suggestion. When you were talking about having the clubs promote on social media, I'm going to throw out a suggestion to the clubs, especially have your house girls and all of the entertainers and your customers, put it on their website or their Facebook and their social medias as well. Because, I mean, we all know that our entertainers get a lot more views than our clubs do. So just a little heads up. Let's talk DJs. This is always an interesting one. And I'm going to tell you, every year we have the DJ of the Year award. I am the proud holder of the 2017 DJ. It is basically what it is. It is called DJ of the Year. And I want to be very, very clear. It does not say best DJ of the year. It is the DJ who is selected to represent our industry. And that's one of the things that I hear from DJs. Well, they didn't come here me. How do they know I'm not the best? It's not best. We're not going to every club and listening to every DJ. I mean, that would be a little crazy. But I want to tell you why you want to win this thing. I have benefited so much from this award. I took this award, and I think the person who won it before me was Alon Fong, and we both sat there after we won you back to back and said, we have to do something with this award. And Alon and I have, put together the entire What's Hot in the Strip Clubs podcast. We put together the Strip Club Hall of Fame and things like that. So it really is beneficial to win something like this. Plus, if you're out of work, it kind of saves a lot of the introducing yourself to the owners and things like that, because you've already got a name. So DJs, how many DJs will make the final ballot, or do you even know that yet?
The number of nominees over the years has fluctuated. We've had years where we had 8 nominees in a category and years where we had 10 nominees in a category. It'll be either one of those. It'll be 8 or 10. But what I would say to somebody is, yes, as you point out, Danny, there's absolutely no way. Years ago, there was a club owner, and I'm not going to mention his name, but he said, well, how does ED know what the best club in the country is? They should send, at the time, send him to every single club in the country so then he can then judge the best club. Like, there's 365 days in a year. There's about 1,800 clubs. Like, it's insane. Like, obviously this is not reality here.
Right.
And it's the same thing with DJs. But what I would tell any DJ is, if you've worked in a club for a couple of years and you don't have one person in your club that thinks you're deserving of an award nomination, and maybe that's on you and not us and everybody else. You know what I mean? Because that's what it takes. It does take some people if you're a DJ, it takes some people from your club saying, hey, this guy does a great job. I want to see him get nominated. That's because that's kind of what this is about. It's not about you nominating yourself. It's about other people noticing your work. And in a case of a DJ, it would be people they worked with, or in the case of a general manager or a club employee, it would be people that they've worked with that say, hey, this person deserves recognition. They're doing a great job. So if nobody nominates you, then I hate to tell you this, but that might be because they don't think you're deserving of a nomination. I don't know what else to say. But this part of what you're doing is you're getting the word out about the process. So, if people understand that this is a process and that part of the process is, nominating people you think are deserving of a nomination, of being on that final ballot, that's the attention that you're trying to draw to this, and that we're happy that you're drawing attention to.
One of the reasons I wanted to do this show with you, Dave, is I remember the first year that I was nominated for DJ of the Year. I did not win. That was 2014. And it kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting it. I got a phone call from Ron James, Ron Sparkman, who said, "Guess who got nominated for DJ of the Year?" I said, "Who?" He said, "You." I'm like, "What?" So, and then it took me about 3 or 4 days to really let it sink in. And I said, "Wow, I should probably campaign." And then took me 3 or 4 days to figure out what I wanted to do. So I wanted to do this show just so people could understand how the nomination process worked. So you can start thinking about, getting nominated, getting on the pre-nom ballot and everything like that. So it definitely is a sweet award, and it's something that I'll treasure for my entire life. Other categories, we have a GM of the Year.
Yeah, there's a few individual awards, and I want to also mention, like, we had a new one that we brought in last year, so I want to reference that. So there's the club awards, and then there are the individual awards. We've been talking about DJ of the Year, but of course there is also General Manager of the Year, and there is Club Employee of the Year. When we say club employee, that would basically mean anybody that's not a general manager or a DJ. So you're talking about, you could be a bartender, it could be a security personnel, it could be a day manager, not the general manager, but a day shift manager. So it's anybody really that works in the club who is not a general manager or a DJ. Those are the people eligible to be nominated for Club Employee of the Year. And for general manager, we're sort of splitting hairs here, but if somebody's like a regional manager that oversees a couple of clubs, we also sort of lump them into the General Manager of the Year category. Last year, we also introduced a new award called Businesswoman of the Year. And Businesswoman of the Year honors female industry professionals who have excelled in their careers, clubs, or businesses. So Businesswoman of the Year isn't necessarily for a woman that, let's say, is a manager or works in the club. It could be somebody that works in the club. It could also be somebody that is with an industry business. Let's say one of our exhibitors who comes to the Expo every year. Maybe them because they have a booth at the trade show or something to that effect. But it's a woman who is a professional in the adult nightclub industry that deserves recognition for the past year of work. So that's Businesswoman of the Year.
I love that. I that was just such a great category too. I know we have you will be inducting one or two people into the Exotic Dancer Hall of Fame
this year. Now, sometimes it's two.
Release that. If you can't release it, don't tell me.
Oh, I can. I can't say who, but we are only inducting one person into the Hall of Fame this year.
Okay, and that is not being voted on. That is
no,
on. Okay,
correct. The Hall of Fame is the one award that is not voted on. It is, for all intents and purposes, an award presented by the editorial board of ED Publications. We like to think that we have our pulse enough on the industry at large that we can see the people that deserve to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I'll be honest, most of the obvious people have already been inducted, and there have been people that had said, "Well, I don't know about that person. What about so and so?" And it's like, well, they were already inducted.
Yeah.
And we actually printed now on our website, theedexpo.com. You can see the entire list of everybody that's been inducted into the Hall of Fame over the last 24 years. You can see all of the names and all the people. So if you're ever wondering, well, why wasn't so and so inducted, or just to know who is, you can see that list. That complete list there is on the website of all the people that have been inducted over 24 years.
Okay, and then we talk prenoms, and the one that gets a little, what probably is going to need more explaining, is entertainer, because you've got the prenoms for the entertainer categories, and then of course you've got your winners of the Exotic Dancer Invitationals. So I'll let you explain that, because I'm still confused.
Well, so just so people understand, I mean, things evolve in the industry, and so we wanted to part of the EDIs become bigger and bigger. So we started to bring the EDI into the Expo, and it happened sort of by necessity because when we did that sort of anomaly Expo in May of 2021 in Miami, we lost 2020 Expo because of COVID. And then it just worked out that we were able to do the Expo in May of 2021. But what we realized is how could we possibly nominate anybody for Entertainer of the Year when nobody had bookings for so long? So what we did was in 2021, we took the 4 top finishing entertainers from the previous EDIs, which would have been 2019, the top 4 finishers, and had them compete in an EDI finals, if you will. And that was at Tootsie's Cabaret in Miami. And then they competed, and the top 2 scoring girls moved on, and they performed during the award show that year. So we've brought that format back last year. We're bringing it back again this year. So the top 2 finishers at the EDI West and the top 2 finishers at the EDI East will then be invited to compete in the EDI finals on Sunday during Expo. This year, that's at the Peppermint Hippo Club, and those 4 girls will compete. The top 2 scoring entertainers will then move on to perform during the main awards show on Tuesday, August 22nd at the Criss Angel Theater in Las Vegas. For what you, sir, Danny Meyers, will be the voice of God for the award show once again. So that plug in there, make sure I get that in there. But what we also did, what we did was we took 2 besides that award. So that person is going to win. Whoever wins that award wins the EDI overall champion for 2023. So it is the final award we present during the award show, the EDI overall champion 2023. But we still have an Entertainer of the Year award. Now, what that award is honoring is the girls that are nominated in that category are the entertainers who have gotten the most bookings or have been the most popular over the past 12 months. But we combined 2 categories there. We took the old adult movie entertainer category and Entertainer of the Year and combine them into one. So what we're really looking for here is to nominate the 8 girls that have been most frequently booked and are most popular in the industry right now. So that could be a showgirl, that could be an adult entertainer. So 8 of the top booked, most popular entertainers are nominated in that category. That's what we're looking for people to nominate. Which features are getting booked? Which features are popular? Those are the girls that would be nominated in the Feature Entertainer of the Year category. We also have Newcomer Entertainer of the Year, which we've had pretty much forever, is the up and coming features, girls that have been featuring about 4 years or less. That's what we're looking for in Newcomer of the Year category. We have Club Favorite Entertainer of the Year, which we've had for quite a long time. That category is just honoring the girls that get booked and rebooked. It's sort of similar to Entertainer of the Year, but it's more like the girls that are, they're just club favorites because the people in the club love them. They love having them back. That category really is rewarding girls who just are pleasant and, they're just fun to have in the club on a booking, and everybody seems to like them between staff and customers. They're just an enjoyable person to have on a booking. And then we have MissExoticDancer.com, which Kevin Pennington, our art director, each month he selects a girl to be the Miss Exotic Dancer of the month. And then you take those 12 girls who have been Exotic Dancer of the month for the 12 months, and then that's a category. So that's not one that's up for pre-nomination voting. That one's just predetermined by the girls that Kevin has featured as MissExoticDancer.com over the past 12 months.
Good. Have we covered all the categories? I'm trying to think. Have we covered them all?
I'm looking at the list right here, and yeah, I believe we have covered all of the award categories. Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about awards night. You had mentioned it a little bit ago that it's going to be at the Criss Angel Theater, which is in Planet Hollywood, right?
Yeah, so we're going backwards. So last year we were at Planet Hollywood, and then we had to do the award show at Paris. This year we're at Paris, and we're doing the award show back at Planet Hollywood at Criss Angel. So at least now everybody knows it's a very short walk between the Paris and Planet Hollywood. So yes, that's the plan. And also, just so everybody's aware, we did present awards last year at the Sunday night EDI finals. We're doing that again this year. So we will be presenting some awards on Sunday night, mainly the entertainer awards. We will be giving away on Sunday night at Peppermint Hippo. And then also last year, if you remember, we did a couple of awards during the seminars. That's where we honored the DJ of the year and the club employee of the year. We did that during the seminars. And, we have these seminars, we call them ED University. And the whole point is to help educate staff. So it's owners, but it's also a lot to do with educating club staff. So that seemed like an appropriate time to honor club staff people. So a DJ, an employee, and perhaps even general manager of the year will present this year during the seminars, because again, there's some connective tissue there between ED University seminars and the staff awards.
Okay, and I know most people that are watching this understand everything you're saying, but there are going to be some people. Okay, you're saying seminar, you're saying expo, you're saying award show. So this is a 3-day event that's going on August 20 or 4-day, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. It's in Las Vegas. They do it every year. It has not always been in Vegas, but this year it is. And so we've got all kinds of different things. There's a trade show booth. There are these seminars, the panels. There are the award shows, the one on at the Peppermint Hippo that you said, also the major award show, a lot of big events. And you want to go to this thing. I'm telling you why you want to go to this thing. It's a whole lot of fun. And you can go for education, you can go for fun, you can go for networking, you can go just to have a drink with some friends, because, that's always the great thing. So let's talk a little bit about the ED Expo, badges, locate costs, things like that.
Yeah. So, and just as you pointed out, this is the 30th anniversary Expo. So our convention's been here for 30 years. We're still the only convention for the adult nightclub industry on a national and even international level. It's almost always in Las Vegas, as you pointed out. It's technically supposed to be a 3-day event, but you're right. It's sort of morphed into a 4-day event where we have some things happening on Sunday. But the award show is sort of the crowning event of a convention. So it's the only convention for the adult nightclub industry. We have basically 4 days, or if you want to say 3 official days of Expo, where you have seminars and a trade show. You have a 2-day, 100 plus booth trade show where companies exhibit products and services for adult nightclubs. We have networking events and nightly parties. And again, the award show is sort of the ultimate event, ultimate celebration of the industry, where we have the award show there on Tuesday night. But it's a fun event. It's only for people who are working in the industry, who make their living in the industry, or who are affiliated with the adult nightclub industry. And yeah, badges are, if some people may have missed it, we had a special last week where it was 30, since it was the 30th anniversary Expo, we did $30 off badges. But we'll do another special at some point for anybody that missed it. But badges are $2.99 each. And if you register 3 people or more, you save 10%. And the $2.99 gets you into everything in terms of the Expo. You get, all the seminars, the parties, continental breakfast, so food for 3 days. So there's, we don't feed you the entire time, but there's like a breakfast / lunch, mainly a breakfast every morning. It'll be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this year. All 3 days
Good.
is going to have a breakfast. So it used to be just Tuesday, Wednesday. This year is going to be Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. So you get everything except the award show. That's the only thing that's a separate ticket. The award show is $69. And people say, well, why do you charge for the award show? Because it's very expensive to produce the award show, to be very honest with you. It's very expensive to produce the award show, especially an award show in Las Vegas. So the money we charge simply covers the cost to produce the event. And we always want to do an award show for this industry because it deserves it. But that's why we have to charge the $69. And we have a great comedian this year for the award show. We always like to think we have a great comedian. I'm really fond of the guy this year. His name's Joe DeVito. You can look him up online. He's been on, Comedy Central. He's been on, what else? I have his PR right here. He's been on Comedy Central, Late Late Show, CBS, Last Comic Standing, E! Network. He's been on a lot of different things. The guy's funny. That's all you need to know. He's funny. You're gonna have a great time. And yeah, that's the award show. And again, $69 award show tickets, badges for $2.99. And the early registration rate, don't miss it. We're talking the end of May. So we only have a few more weeks. At the end of May, the registration rate goes from $2.99 to $3.69. So you definitely want to take advantage of the early registration rate until the end of May.
Okay. One more thing to go, and then I will let you go. You had talked about the entertainer competition from the EDIs, and I want to give a chance to plug the next EDI, which is coming up. It's the Exotic Dancer Invitational is what EDI is. The EDI East is going to be at the Jerry Westland's Pony Clubs in Huntsville, Alabama. May 24th, 25th, and 26th. You can see the best of the best showgirls from all over. 2 different categories, your starlet category and your showgirl category. I'm going to be your master of ceremonies that week. So you guys, if you got some free time and you want to see a whole lot of features, the one thing I tell, especially club owners and club managers, if you're thinking about booking features, you want to go to one of these EDIs because you've got all of these features in one location. You don't have to do your research. They're all performing. You can see them all head to head right there. So if you book features or even considering booking features, or you just like watching features perform, EDI East Huntsville, May 24th, 25th, 26th, Jerry Westland's Pony Clubs. And now, what is it? Scores has changed names. Rocket City Showgirls is also one of Jerry's clubs as well.
Yep. Yeah.
Dave?
So yeah, as you said, it's going to be a blast. I'm glad you're coming, and we're looking forward to it. It's the second EDI. So so we had the 2 finalists from the West. That's Autumn Nights and Justice. Those are your top 2 finishers. They've moved on to Las Vegas. So we will see which 2 girls come out of the EDI East in the showgirl category in that division. Which 2 girls are the top 2 finishers? Then they will move on to Las Vegas, and then we'll see the final 4 on Sunday night at Peppermint Hippo, the final 4 EDI girls, to see who is going to win the ultimate title. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. Less than 2 weeks away. Jerry Westland puts on a hell of a show. A lot of fun in Huntsville last year, and I expect the same this year. And definitely looking forward to our second our second competition of the year with the EDI East. So looking forward to it.
We're going to close the show out by letting you hold your sign back up again so everybody can see.
Okay, there we go.
That's a very smart thing to do, by the way, because some people get really confused with how many E's are in there. The EHE.
Yeah, and plural. The S down here, so it's like, plural. So it's not ED Award, is if you have to put the S at the end there. So the edawards.com. There's a registration process. You just got to put in your information in an email. And once we get into the final ballot, I'd like to do, if you will have me back, do me the honor of having me back, and I can explain the final voting process and how we go about ensuring that people aren't voting 100 times and trying to load the ballot box that way. I mean, there's a system in place that will keep that from happening. So, but I'll talk more about that the next time I'm on.
Okay, well, that's the awards. To sign up for the expo, it's the edexpo.com, correct? That's where you can buy your badge.
Yes.
There's hotel rates on there. And one of the things I wanted to point out, I booked my hotel, and a lot of the hotels in the past, I like to go a day early. I like to go on Saturday and just relax a little bit. And in the past, I have noticed that the hotels had raised the rates on Saturdays, and so it was a lot more expensive to stay on Saturday. But what I did notice when I booked mine was at Paris, they did not charge me a higher fee for the Saturday as well. So that's a good thing to know. Like I said, man, get there a day early, enjoy it, man, spoil yourself, get a massage. That's what I do.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that. So yes, and if I didn't mention that, the convention is at Paris, Las Vegas, not Paris, France. Don't fly to Paris, France. Paris Casino, Las Vegas. The rooms are $119 a night. If you go around the country, you're not going to find any hotel rooms for $119 at any kind of decent place. So $119 a night at Paris. It's a great property. The really cool thing about Paris is it's not a massive property. And we used to have the expo years ago at Mandalay Bay, which is a massive property. And you'd walk literally 20 plus minutes to get from your room to the convention area. Paris is a really nice casino, but it's not so massive that it takes you forever to walk through it. You can get from your hotel room to the convention area very quickly. There's lots of really cool restaurants in Paris. We advertise that on our website, theedexpo.com. So you can see all the cool stuff that Paris has to offer, tons of great restaurants and bars. And it's right in the middle of the strip, literally right in the middle. The fountains of the Bellagio are directly across the street. So you're right in the middle of everything. And it's $119 a night. As you point out, you booked your room for Saturday. They didn't charge you an increased fee, which they do sometimes at other properties. So yeah, please make your hotel reservations as well, because our block always sells out. So yeah, don't forget about Paris, Las Vegas.
Dave Manack, publisher, ED Publications. Thanks.
Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it, buddy.